Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. here. So today is the day I'm going to tell you guys how to save between 50 and 100 grand on your HD truck. I don't know if all of you or any of you have seen the cost of a new heavy duty truck these days. $55,000 for a cheap one, over $100K for a fancy one. And really at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what are my needs? All right. Now this video is going to help people that love their half-ton truck or love their Jeep Grand Cherokee or love whatever they're driving, and they're just torn about getting rid of that vehicle to buy one of these big trucks, because they're thinking, the fuel economy ain't going to be as good as my Subaru. The room isn't going to be quite as much as my Ford Explorer. A lot of different reasons. Maybe you got a sports car and you're like, I got to give up one or the other. Well, I'm going to give you a life hack that will save you the entire cost of one of these heavy duty trucks. Now, this video is not going to help the guy like me that has an addiction to vehicles. It's not going to help the guy or the gal that wants to have that sense of ownership and get in this truck every day and drive it and be able to just grab it and go, okay? But if you've seen interest rates, and it doesn't even matter, tack on, take a $60,000 loan, tack on your sales tax on everything else, your insurance, and you got a very expensive, over $1,000 a month payment. And in addition to that, whether you buy a diesel or gas, you have more maintenance, okay? Not as much on a gas as you would a diesel, but some of you crave for that diesel power but don't want to pay for it. And some of you would just like to drive a diesel or a gas truck, and that's okay. If you want the sense of ownership and stuff, then this video, again, is not for you. However, if you've watched any of the previous videos that I've made in regards to some of the stuff that we do at work, so here's the life hack. Save yourself maintenance. If the truck breaks down, you are not responsible for it. They'll bring you another one. They'll tow you to wherever you need to be if you break down. At work, and this is available to the general consumer across anywhere. You don't need a CDL. You don't need to have a specialty license. And I do not get endorsed by this company, although I've used them thousands of times for multiple things. A lot of companies do. But a small hidden secret is Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and there's probably many other rideshare companies, but Enterprise rents in almost every state heavy duty trucks. Believe it or not, they rent gas heavy duty and they rent diesel heavy duty. So say you're in the market and you want to buy one new one of these, go rent one. They're not all just work trucks there. They because of the way the world is today, they're having to buy whatever they can get their hands on. So I've seen LTZ Silverados, so leathered out. Most of them are going to be work truck or XLT, like the next step up from a work truck. But they'll have diesels, they have Cummins, they have Bighorns, they have Silverado LTZs, they have Ford XLTs. Haven't seen like a Ford Lariat or anything like that, but you can go drive one of these, all right? For a week if you wanted to just see which one you like better. It would be an expensive experiment, but if you're gonna put out all the cash to buy one of these, it might be worth your time. But if you're just that weekend warrior that wants to keep your normal vehicle, but you have a trailer. Now, again, I haven't seen one yet that had fifth wheel abilities or gooseneck abilities. They do rent crew cab dualies, long bed dualies, but I haven't seen one with a gooseneck. I don't think they're ready to venture that far out. But if you're conventional towing up to whatever, the 20s, they have rental trucks. Now you might be thinking, geez, that's got to be expensive. You're right, it is. It is. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, for a weekend, you're probably going to spend around $600. Put it into context, though, if you had $1,000 a month payment, you're paying about $12,000 a year just to have the truck, and that's not including the money you're losing on interest. So you, as a general consumer, can call up you type in the Google thing, Enterprise Heavy Duty Truck Rental, and they're one of the, like I said, the ones that will literally rent you. And if you say, well, I'm going to be towing, you're going to need your own hitch. They'll provide you with a reducer sleeve if you need that. They'll ask you if you're towing. And you can even forego the insurance on one of these bad boys. You can actually just get their coverage for the weekend. Now, granted, these are been used by lots of companies versus normal consumers. You can go rent one as a consumer, but be prepared. These things probably have been beat pretty hard. But again, they're going to be covered if you had some type of roadside assistance issue. We had a couple Hemis last year kind of die, but they towed us in at their cost, and it was an inconvenience. But for the most part, these trucks run. But we've had 3 or 4 Powerstrokes, 1 GMC gasser, and a Cummins. 2 Cumminses at work just this summer, and haven't had any issues with them. Again, these are going to be fairly low miles. They're going to be crew cabs. Most of them are going to be 6-seater crew cabs, meaning they're not going to have buckets up front. So if you have a lot of kiddos or people traveling with you, bang. I mean, this is how you literally can omit the whole debacle of what the heck should I buy? One summer you can rent a Ford, like, yeah, that was all right. Next summer rent a Ram, oh, that was all right. And like I said, even if you rented one 6 times, you'd spend $3,600. If it cost you $600 a week, I'm just using it as a general thing because it's the rate is going to be based on where you live, but it's not that much crazy. Now you might be thinking, well, I'll just cruise over to my local enterprise or my local herds. Most of those are going to be half tons, and most of those, believe it or not, they order without a hitch. They do not want you in that part of their company towing with it. You know, you can haul stuff in the bed, but they really don't want you towing with it. But this HD Enterprise Truck Rental, you type that in your Google thing, it'll zap it up there and you can call them. Again, if you think you're going to be traveling a lot all summer, then my suggestion would be just do a long-term rental with it. Call and say, hey, I'm going to have this for 2 months. Use it as you want. When you come home, hop in your normal everyday car, drive around, and yeah, like I said, it's going to be expensive, but keep in mind at $1,000 a month, you're going to be at $12,000 a year to have it. And you get your own maintenance, your own insurance, your own fuel. You're going to have your own fuel in the vehicle, obviously, but you can omit your insurance, maintenance bills, and stuff like that by doing it this way. Again, I like the smell of new vehicle. I like having my own vehicles. I want to be able to hop out here, get into it, go do what I need to do, and then park it. But I don't love the payment, and I don't love losing money on interest, but that's just the cost of doing business when you're going to borrow somebody else's money. So at the end of the day, you want to save $100,000, head down to your HD truck rental and just rent one. Again, if you're conventional towing, so from the back, not in the gooseneck realm, there you go. There it is, guys. That saves you the whole quandary of what should I buy, everything like that. Go rent the thing, keep it for a month, and say, I hate that thing, and I want softer seats, I want whatever, and you know, go tow it. And if it smells real bad in there, because some of these rentals, dude, they are disgusting. You have a lot of sweaty working people in there all the time. Just leave the windows down while you're camping, man. Let that nice sweet s'more smell cruise through the windows and stink it up better that way. So hopefully, guys, if you're just undecided about an HD truck, but you might need one here and there, head down and rent one. Smash the button down in the corner, enjoy more content, see you on the next one.